Gavan Infinity Episode 1 shows promise. I think it's a very promising start. The best thing about it is definitely Reiji. He is a charismatic character, and he's got a lot of draw to him, both in his performance and in the action. Well, both in his emotional performance and in the action performance. I'm sure there's a stunning actor in there somewhere. If it's not, then that's amazing. But he's really a compelling character. He's really interesting to watch. I love his emotional, center or emotional positioning. And I know the Emorgears are the whole thing, so emotion's like a big deal in the show. But beyond that, just the emotional punch he delivers is really compelling and really interesting, and I think it really elevated the episode. Probably the biggest thing that makes me pull back or shy away from the show is just how complicated it is. There's times where they're explaining the multiverse stuff to the audience, and they like break the fourth wall kind of to do that, to help them do that. And I don't know, it just feels like a lot. It feels like a lot, and I was thinking, this is a lot to keep track of. This is a lot to manage. This is a lot to write. A lot of structure to do. You've got a lot of moving parts. There's the Emorgears, which apparently are semi-sentient at least. They go into these guns that enable them to transform, that I think are going to turn out to be their ships / mecha as well. And at least one guy has his fancy little badge, but it's not just his badge, it's a badge that opens up, and then he transforms into the suit later on, and it feels like a lot. It's a lot to take in, and on top of that, there's not just one guy like that, there's three. And on top of that, there's a whole multiverse, and the episode starts off, I can't tell if this is the thing where they're showing this like big climactic battle type thing with 5 big ships facing off against something to protect the cosmosphere from Maku invasion or whatever. I can't tell if that's towards the end of the series, or if that is supposed to be happening already, or if that's just this could happen. It's a for instance. I don't know. And it's a little confusing and a little frustrating because there's just so much going on, and none of that like external stuff, none of the big overarching stuff is really important right now, and none of it was teased in a way that was really super compelling to me, because it just seemed like, this is going to be a lot to track. But Reiji, his performance just really sold me, especially throughout the episode, but especially at the end when he's doing this fight and this monologue thing where he's explaining to the guy who was the seed or the germ, whatever, for this monster to come out of him, which I assume is a Maku monster, but I don't really know because we haven't gotten into it enough. It was really moving. It was really powerful. It was very effective, and I really enjoyed it. Something else I really enjoyed was the very Jackie Chan-like fighting that he did. Reiji was jumping around. He's in this huge fight against this big gang of guys, and with his wits, he overcomes, with his wits and, very finely tuned fighting ability, he's able to come through this fight. And it's really cool. It was really enjoyable to watch, and it was a fun fight. I would like to see more fights like that and less transformed fights, honestly. If we're going to be doing things differently in this show, that'd be great. Yeah, so anyway, the action was really good. Also there's another concept, which is that this Earth, or maybe all of the Earths, because it's a multiverse, have aliens living among them, and they're fairly well integrated into society, except there are gangs of bad aliens as well, which I don't know why. Do they include humans or not include humans? I don't know, it's unclear, whatever. But that's another element, just to stack on top of everything. And then apparently they have the technology to make androids that are very lifelike and human-like, which makes sense if they had got trans-dimensional transportation in giant spaceships, and if a little spaceship can take off from Earth and get into space within seconds, then yeah, it's all possible. So that's fine. It's a lot to take in, but Reiji is a great emotional anchor and a great emotional core to the show, and a great human core, a great human face to really make you like the super space sheriffs, and to, at least for me, it got buy-in for me. Like, I like this idea. I like what's going on. I like what I'm seeing here, and I'd like to see more of it. I find it very interesting that the promotional material was published in the United States, in English-speaking countries. I don't know where else, because I don't use VPNs to go to England or Australia or anything like that to see if stuff works over there. I don't really care. Sorry. I don't think about you at all. And yet, despite the fact that there was this U.S. Western American push and release of the promo material for Project Red, there's no word on an official release yet. Zetz is doing it. Zetz is doing it very successfully. Ultraman's been doing it for a while. And here, there's nothing happening for this new show, which is kind of interesting. I wonder why they're doing that. And I'm just hoping they're doing it because there's going to be a dub, either on YouTube or on Crunchyroll or something like that, so I can watch it. And Toei is working with, they've got a bunch of anime stuff on Crunchyroll, so why not? Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. It seems like a lot, but it also seems very promising, especially when you strip away all the crazy stuff and you just focus on Reiji, this really interesting lead character. Tell me what you thought about the first episode of Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity Project Red, episode 1. I'd be really curious to see what you thought about it, if you agree that Reiji makes like this really great emotional anchor for the show, and what you hope to see from this show. I'd like to know that too, because I'd like to see a lot more of these untransformed fights, and I almost want, since this first episode was about Reiji, we got introduced to the Bushido guy in this episode. I'd like to see the next episode be about him, and then the third episode be about the pair of girls, and then for it to rotate. I think that'd be super cool. But will they do it? I don't know. I don't know. Until next time, folks, this is MJ with Henshin Inspection and Henshin Reflection, signing out. Oh, check the pinned comment for my playlists on other things and for other good stuff. It's all there.